Hello, everybody, and welcome in for another episode of Beyond the Orange, brought to you by the great people at Knoxville Smiles. I'm your host, Austin Price. Coming up tonight on the show, we have Tennessee outside linebackers coach Andrew Jackson. Coach Jackson, you get here first part of January. Basically, you walked in the door the day the portal opened. Have you breathed since then? Have you slept since then? Have you had a chance to come up for air at all?
Yeah. Coach actually gave us a little bit of time off after the portal in the February or the January recruiting cycle closed. So now I kind of feel like I've got my bearings straight a little bit now.
How much has this month of February been in terms of kind of getting to know your players, starting to get some of the installs in for spring practice, because there is that change of defense for the defensive side, even though there's some, both on the staff and transfers, that obviously know what to expect.
Yeah, it's I love recruiting. It's definitely a necessary thing, but it's actually good to be able to pay attention to the guys on the team, get a chance to know them, get a chance to install the defense, see how the new coaches think and work together. I think we've already got great chemistry in the defensive room, and then having the first couple meetings with the guys and getting a chance to present the scheme to them and show them how we're going to take advantage of all their talents and those kind of things to put them in good situations to make plays. I think it's fun, and it's exactly what we want to do as coaches,
You come in, and we had Anthony Poindexter on the show last week. He's getting to work with Michael Hunter. You're coming in and working with Rodney Garner. I know you knew Coach Garner before that, as far as like you knew of him, but to come in here and kind of chew the fat, pick the brain, that of a guy who's done it for 30 years in this league. What's that been like as a younger coach?
I mean, it's special, honestly. I mean, I'm going to get my doctorate in football from one of the legends in the sport, in the conference, D-line play. I think of Coach Larry Johnson in the Big Ten, and then Rodney Garner in the SEC. Like these guys are like the masters of D-line play, and for me, it's like I think I'm stealing from him. Like the pleasure's all mine because I get a chance to work with Rodney Garner. I don't know if there's anything I can do for him besides hold the door, but I'm learning a lot from him already.
30 years in the league. He probably could go with another 30. He's got a new hip. He's got a couple of new legs, new knees the last few years. Calling him RoboCop. For you, where have you grown as a coach? You've had different stops on the way, West Virginia, Penn State, now here. Like, where do you continue to see yourself get better?
Been lucky enough to been a part of a bunch of different schemes. We changed schemes when I was at West Virginia midway through my career there. Getting a chance to work with Coach Knowles and be a part of the 3 safety stuff and being around some high-level pass rushers and defensive linemen at Penn State, being able to put all those different things together, like I don't ever feel like I'm going to fall behind the game because I've been blessed with the opportunities to keep learning from people that have been at the top of their game.
What have you learned most from Coach Knowles?
That there's a million ways to skin a cat, and like you can be simple and complex at the same time if you really put your mind to it.
How do you do that? Because that seems like it's the polar opposite.
Well, I think Coach Knowles, being a mad scientist, is a great teacher, and he's great at putting things in buckets where what looks like a lot from the outside really isn't very much when you boil it down.
When did you first see that come to fruition? When you first got to Penn State, or did it take a while to go, okay, I see what he's done here?
It took a little bit for me. I mean, being in a QC role, assistant role last year at Penn State, I was able to pay attention to more positions than just the front. And my seat was kind of lateral from Coach Knowles. So like it opened my eyes up. At first I was like swimming. I was like, this is a whole lot. But then sitting there learning it, by the end of the spring ball at Penn State, I felt like, wow, I kind of understand where he's coming from with this. And then, he was in the league in the Big 12 my first year in the Big 12 and kind of trying to study and trying to pick it up. I didn't get it. But listen, getting the examples from the master, I was like, oh, okay, I see what he's done here. This isn't that crazy when you get the lesson from the master.
When you are going through installs with this group, do you find yourself going, all right, we're ahead of where potentially we would be at a year ago, just based off the fact that we've got half our defensive staff has worked together, whether at Penn State or even a guy like Michael Hunter, who was with him at Ohio State, and then a handful of kids at each level of the defense played in it a year ago and can help me teach it.
Right. Help you teach it, and then just also sell the vision of it, because it's a lot early. There's guys that played in a good scheme here with Coach Banks in the past and have made plays doing things, but having guys in the room that have been able to think outside the box in the Coach Knowles system and help you sell it is the big point. Like, hey man, you can make plays in this. It's not just me selling it because I'm an employee, but you have your peers telling you, hey, if you just follow the plan, you can make plays. Has been a huge help in the D-line room.
For you, you go back to your playing days. Who had an impact on you as a coach that maybe has helped shape who you are as a coach?
My head coach, Brian Collins, who passed about 2 years ago now, was a major influence. He was a guy that kind of saved my college football playing career. I shattered my ankle like my senior year, had no offers. He gave me a scholarship like late March to come play Division II football for him at Long Island University, which was called CW Post. He's a D-line guy, gave me my first college football job, helped me through every interview opportunity, made phone calls for me to move up in the profession. And, a guy I really missed out and he's gone, but he was totally who shaped me even wanting to be a college football coach.
What do you enjoy most about coaching?
I feel like I never have to grow up. I'm always, surrounded by people that are 18 to 22 years old. This is a child's game played by men. I don't feel like I work. I'm around ball all day long.
That's kind of like, it's a little different than mine, but it's still very similar. It's like I never had to leave college, right? I get to come to campus all the time. I feel like I live over there at different points of the time. But yeah, it allows you to kind of stay young, and you're always around young people.
Always, yep. And now I'm getting older. Like they kind of think some of the stuff that was cool. What I thought I was cool is now like, Coach, you're old.
You're what, mid to late 30s?
I'll be 38 next week.
Yeah. Happy birthday. We'll talk more with Coach Andrew Jackson next on Beyond the Orange.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
A beacon of hope in a world of high prices. Look to the skies, Knoxville. Super savings is here. Right now, get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select models, plus 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance during our Super Summer Sales event.
And don't forget about back-to-school service savings on mobile, pickup, and delivery.
Come see the Super Dealer today at either Ted Russell Ford location.
What's the number one home improvement project you can do for your house? Install an Aqua Clear water system. If you see one of our blue and green trucks coming down the road, we're on our way to help another Tennessee family get better water. You owe it to yourself and your family to find out why 18,000 Tennessee homeowners have made the switch to Aqua Clear water systems. For your free water test and estimate, scan the QR code on the screen. We'll change your water. It'll change your life.
Hi, I'm Matt Marshall with Exterior Home Solutions.
Hi, I'm Dustin Woodson, also with Exterior Home Solutions.
We are now easier than ever to find, right off of I-75 and Merchants Road.
It's a new location, but the same trusted expertise in roofing and siding that you've come to trust over the past 25 years.
Local quality craftsmanship, licensed and insured.
For the best and most trusted name in roofing and siding, scan the QR code on your screen.
Exterior Home Solutions, when it has to be the best.
Beyond the Orange is brought to you by the great people at Knoxville Smiles. What makes you smile?
And seeing my kids. Right now it's on FaceTime because they're still in Pennsylvania, but my 2-year-old daughters and my 10-month-old son and my wife all together, light of my life.
And it probably is hard. It's probably hard on the wife, too, because she's got them all day, every day. And listen, the coaches' wives normally have that to a degree. But in this instance, you don't even come home, right? You're like,
yeah.
What's that like? Because, I'm sure you're getting daily updates like, I wish you were here to help this, that.
Yeah, my wife's a rock star. She does well at holding down the fort, and she's unbreakable. But at least having FaceTime helps, at least I can see him move around and, watch them do little things that they, never done before. And my wife's awesome at taking pictures and and providing evidence of things. So it's tough, but we make it do.
Hype is huge on having families come to the complex. I mean, the number of times that I've watched Kelsey Pope, his wife, and his little son, who has got the greatest head of hair for a little guy that you'll ever see, walk in there and see Kelsey after practice and be able to have father time and son time. It's really impressive. Not every coach is like that. As a young dad, how much does that resonate?
Well, just take it back to like the interview and interview process and meeting Coach Hype, which I've always heard he was a great family man from other guys that have been on staff. But we spent 15, 20 minutes talking about my family before we ever got into X's and O's or philosophy or where I've recruited in the past or who I've coached. So that was special. And then, just having your kids be able to grow up around the game with you because there's so much time away from them. And that part of it was a huge reason why I wanted to come here and be a part of this.
Andrew Jackson, it's a fairly famous name. Ironically, a president from the volunteer state in Tennessee. And now you lead the outside linebackers room. What do you want to see out of that group?
Tremendous pass rush, tremendous passion to play the game, and just be difference makers.
How do they do that?
Well, all of them have the ability. We just have to tap into it, make it more consistent, and then push it through the scheme too.
Anthony Poindexter said last week the biggest thing to help this team take the big step from spring to fall is being a really good tackling team this spring. How do you coach that? Because, it's not like people didn't work on it before, but how do you make sure that teams are good tackling teams?
Well, number one, I think you have to know how to take the proper angle and approach the football the right way. Everybody has to be on the same leverage, be on the same page, and then just technically finishing the right way with the right leverage, with the right pad level, with your hat in the right place, all those things, all the small details that, they get lost in the shuffle sometimes,
I do understand that. When you look at your group, Chaz Coleman comes in, obviously, and it has all the kind of he was the kind of the flashy object you got out of the portal, right? The guy that everybody coveted, LSU, Ohio State, all those teams wanted him. He picks you all and told you at the time, hey man, there's no reason to come up here and see me. You all are going to go up and see him for an in-home. He's like, there's no reason to come. I'm coming. Like when you get that kind of call, I know that the ink's not dry and signing all that stuff, but like for you, knowing that, you need a kind of a guy at that position, how big was that?
Oh man, that was special. And I think it really just a culmination of my relationship with Chaz. Having been in a secondary role at Penn State, I got a chance to build a relationship with a lot of young guys. So I was a mentor to him, not just with the football stuff, but just adjusting to college. I'd been there before with many players with some of the struggles he had with homesickness, being in the limelight right away because he made some plays early on in training camp and people were talking about him. So just helping him navigate through some of those things as a young player really built a relationship with him, off the field, really kind of helped him, I think, come say yes to playing with us here.
And then Jordan Norman, kid from Tulane. What'd you like about him? What'd you see about him? What did it take to land a kid like that?
Well, I think he felt comfortable here and trying a new scheme with his body type, being more of an edge rusher and being a little bit different than the scheme he played in. And I think another kid that I met, I matched with on an intellectual level, just be thinking outside the box, very heads up kid, very conscientious, and then showing him, hey, we can use you like this, we can do this, and this is your body type, and then showing the evidence of it because he's a very conscious kid. Like, yeah, that sounds good. You're working a sales pitch, him or his parents, like, show me the proof. And then between myself, Coach Garner, and Coach Knowles having proof and being good teachers and developing talent. And I've also developed some guys other places from the G5 level to come up and say, hey, you can play on this level. I know this is a dream of yours, but we're going to make this come true and then some. And then just providing those examples really helped them.
Going out on the road, recruiting, hosting, portal visitors, but also going on the road recruiting high school kids, doing it with the Power T on your chest. What was that like?
Well, just cool to be back on the road again in general, but definitely a recognizable logo. You walk into schools that touch this state or in this state, and someone's a graduate, someone's a fan, someone has a cousin. There's major connections to this place, and it's cool. Like we're in the center of a lot of places that have connections to the Power T.
When you're I guess going into a school to talk to a kid, or you're just recruiting in general, what's that moment like for you? Like, what are you trying to accomplish, especially early on?
Just the initial connection. I like to meet people on a level of outside of football. I'm very big on still the development piece, on and off the field, getting your degree. Like, those kind of things are important. Everybody knows that everybody has good scheme. Everybody has NIL. Everybody's got a good weight room. But, like, are you going to feel like you're at home? And you're going to feel comfortable letting me be the person that puts you on the right track to reach your dreams?
I've said for a while that when money all became even and it became equal with the rev share, to quote, Top Gun Maverick, it comes back down to the pilot in the box, recruiting, having a relationship, and not just like who's the highest bidder. Like, sometimes that's still the case, but a lot of times now it's not. It goes back to the old ways, the old school, the relationships, those type of things. When we come back, we're going to talk about a relationship you built a few years ago with a certain Tennessee Volunteer. He thought he had him locked in to go somewhere else until a former Vol said, nah. We'll talk about that next on Beyond the Orange.
Busy right now, but I ordered some ribeyes and a few other things for curbside pickup at Food City. Can you grab it on your way home?
Sure thing, hon. Gotta run. Wait, did you get some of those twice baked potatoes? Okay, love ya. Really gotta run.
Got a lot going on? Let the professional shoppers do the work for you. Just set a pickup time and your groceries will be ready. Try curbside pickup at Food City today.
Oh, sorry. We need dog food too.
And backyard meatballs.
Attention drives connection. Tell your story well. GoPopFizz.com/fall.
I'm Tennessee basketball player JP Estrella. Let me give you a tour here of the offices at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Costa is placing implants with a robot, and it's all done digitally. There's no guessing with this since it's all robotic. Dr. Wilco is the newest addition to the office. He loves to research the latest and greatest in technology, so the other doctors go to him for the newest product information and techniques. Dr. Malone is building teeth in the mouth. To him, cosmetic bonding is more like artwork. He does this without cutting your teeth down. It's all about building them up. Guys, we still have a problem. Do y'all have a bigger chair?
The Volunteer Club is your all-access pass to the heartbeat of Tennessee athletics. Ride the orange wave to private events, limited edition merchandise, gifts, and more featuring your favorite UT athletes. Fuel the tradition, celebrate the wins, and stand shoulder to shoulder with the Volunteer family. The Volunteer Club is the home of the most passionate volume fans. Join us today.
I had a stroke, did a year and a half in therapy, and got to the point where I have maxed out at my reading level and physical abilities. So I had to quit my job. When I got the letter from Social Security, they were denying me of Social Security benefits. That's when I went to the Garza Law Firm and took them on as my attorneys to get it done for me. What I loved the most about the Garza Law Firm was their integrity and just their knowledge of the laws, always calling to check on me. Come see the Garza Law Firm and let them get it done for you.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Everybody ready?
Attention drives connection. Tell your story well. GoPopFizz.com/fall.
One of the proud presenting sponsors of Beyond the Orange is Garza Law. Their motto, let us help. Who's helped you out the most in your career?
To this point, my wife, allowing me to do this, having a family together, pushing me to be my best, being willing to move. It's my wife's been a special person to me throughout this part of my career.
We talked about it before the break. You came so close to getting Nick Moore to buy into playing defensive line at West Virginia over playing offensive line here, to the point that he was committing that night to West Virginia, And then Spencer Riley, who was his head coach in high school, former Vol, who was on an official visit to Alabama for his daughter, who was transferring from Ole Miss at the time, said, no, I want to talk to you when I get home. Do not do anything before I get home. And did you know at that point that you had lost him? Did you? I know you kept swinging, but like, did you know? Daggone it.
Well, I knew Coach was a Vol and a great one, a great college football player in general. So I knew he had the connection to the Power T when I went to his office to visit him at the high school. I did know Nick was in the backyard, so I had a feeling once Tennessee said they wanted him, it was going to be really, really tough. But I did think that maybe there, with the connection we had built, that we still could get him.
How much have you run into him on campus since you've been back at all?
Oh, a bunch. Yeah, we still joke about it all the time. It's kind of like the little ongoing joke when he kind of introduced me to one of the guys on the team I don't know. He kind of like, he's the guy that used to recruit you at West Virginia. It's like, yeah, I'm the biggest loser in the room right now.
The problem is you're not coaching the D-line, which is what he would have to play. It's not like you be like, come over here and play for me.
Right.
I don't think he's coming off the edge.
No. But I honestly, Nick seems happy. Seems like he made a perfect decision. And at the end of the day, man, I'm on the coaching staff with him, and I think that's awesome.
You were at LIU. You played there. You coached there. Coached with former Tennessee assistant Joe Ossovet.
Yeah.
And you love New York. You're a big Knicks guy.
Yeah.
Which makes you a big Allen Houston guy.
Yep.
What was that like growing up, watching him play at the Garden, all that?
Man, well, I didn't get to too many games at the Garden. We didn't have Garden money, but just, the Knicks always having that grit and always coming up short was always tough, but I still diehard Knicks fan even to this day.
They are huge. Such a powerful franchise, and not to have been, and won an NBA title in 50 years since the 70s. But I think they're getting close. I love Brunson, don't you?
Man, I love Brunson. I mean, he's a definition of like a New York guard, tough, gritty, physical, maybe a little undersized, but his heart's bigger than his stature.
He's like combination John Starks and Mark Jackson all at the same time.
Absolutely. Mark Jackson, body type wise, for sure.
But mentality of John Starks.
A mentality of John Starks doesn't carry up.
What was the greatest Nick? Take Patrick Ewing off the list. Besides him, who was your favorite Nick growing up in the 90s?
Oh, man, when Sprewell got traded, I was a huge Sprewell fan. Again, I like the smoothness of Allen Houston's game. But the Carmelo years were like my most favorite years. I was a huge Carmelo fan when he was at Syracuse. He lived in New York for a period of time, but just him being a versatile scorer he was, and the shooter he was, and the consistent player was always one of my favorites.
Favorite part of the city is what?
Home in the Bronx.
So are you a big Yankees guy?
Big Yankees guy. Big Yankees guy.
What was that like to be a part of the Pinstripe Bowl?
That was cool to actually be inside the stadium on the football field. So at a high school recruiting way back, they used to play some of the New York City championships in there. So I saw it set up. Went to a Pinstripe Bowl or two when I was an FCS coach and had that time off. But it was cool to be back home for Christmas around some family I haven't seen friends in a long time, and then put the end of the Penn State career to bed at home in New York City was cool.
Pretty similar old Yankee to new Yankee as far as like they tried to make it as like the old as much as they could.
Yeah.
You still like the old Yankee Stadium better? I
do, just because it's just what I knew, and the prices were a lot better than the new stadium.
Well, that's to pay for the new stadium.
No doubt.
I went to a game there, 2001, Cal Ripken's last year. I watched him play the Orioles, and we were there for a school trip. And a bunch of us went down to the third base side and got on the lower bowl, and the rest of the students stayed up in the upper deck.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we got to go, or they're going to leave us. And so we hightail it, and we hit right there in the little corridor, and it was like 2 outs in the ninth, and all of a sudden you hear it. Paul O'Neill hits a 3-run homer to tie the game, force extra innings, and I'm like, man, we didn't even see it. We were trying to get back up to the students. Do you feel like your mentality comes from that New York way of life?
Oh, definitely. People think us from the Northeast are angry or mean, or we're ill-mannered, but there's so many people that it's just a competitive environment. I mean, you're competing for that seat on the subway, you're competing to get on the train, you're competing for that space on the sidewalk to walk. You know, it's so populated, there's so many people, there's so much competition around you that we just had that chip on our shoulder.
We'll have a Food City flashback when we return on Beyond the Orange.
A beacon of hope in a world of high prices. Look to the skies, Knoxville. Super Savings is here. Right now, get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select models, plus 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance during our Super Summer Sales event.
And don't forget about back-to-school service savings on mobile, pickup, and delivery.
Come see the super dealer today at either Ted Russell Ford location.
To pay for stuff, spending.
I do not know.
Babe, candy. Spend me. Use me to buy stuff.
It's never too early to learn more about personal finance. At Hearthside Bank, we work closely with our community to help meet your goals and achieve your financial dreams. Hearthside Bank, always within reach. Member FDIC.
I was coming home and a lady hit me head on. It totaled my car, it fractured my right heel, and it bruised me up really badly. The Garza Law Firm, they were very compassionate, but yet they were very detailed. They didn't let me down. They never stopped fighting. It helped me regain confidence in law firms. I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm.
The Garza Law Firm.
Brought to you by Food City. It's the Ask Coach Heupel Show.
Hello, and welcome to Ask Coach Heupel. I'm your host, Josh Heupel. Mandy asks, what stands out to you about Tennessee when you compare it to the other places you lived? Great question, Mandy. Right off the bat, I can tell you those other places don't have a food city. In-house butchers, local produce, it's enough to make you evolve for life. This has been Ask Coach Heupel. With me, Coach Heupel.
This week's Food City Flashback takes us back to Tennessee, Alabama, 1998. Peerless Price, 100 yards, kickoff return to the house, and Tennessee goes on to defeat the Tide. Have you thought about what it's going to be like to coach in this league, to coach in games like Tennessee, Alabama?
A little bit. Try not to get too far ahead of myself, but you know, the first time I walked out in Neyland Stadium, man, I was the chills. I just can't wait for those big games, but trying to just get the playbook down first before I get too far ahead of myself. But I'm definitely excited to be coaching some of those SEC Classics again.
Have you? What was the memories of Tennessee? What did you know about Tennessee football before you got here?
Man, the Peyton Manning years. My dad was a huge T. Martin fan. My dad always tried to follow popular black quarterbacks, especially when I was in my Pop Warner days and I was an option quarterback. So, you know, watching T. Martin win a national championship was cool as a young kid.
Was he a big Tommy Frazier fan too then, as you were running your option quarterback days? No, his play against Florida, 95 Fiesta Bowl, still one of the greatest runs in college football history. Biggest thing that you want to get accomplished this spring heading into fall is what?
Make everybody comfortable with the scheme and get them playing as fast as possible by the spring game.
How do you do that? Because, I mean, with so much new, you know, whether it's new faces, new bodies, new scheme, how do you take all that and make it a melting pot?
Hit on all the different learning styles, whether they're walkthrough guys, paper guys, looking at on the board, looking at tape, figure out how all the guys learn, and then put them in the best situations for their skill set to be successful.
Biggest thing you want to partake on this group is what? As far as, like, you know, instilling your wisdom?
Whatever you do it fast. Be aggressive. We'll figure it out.
And doing it all in the same room. You and Coach Garner are going to share a room together.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, to me, will there be some specialty things we do with the Leo or whatever, but to me, like, hearing what everybody's doing and having the camaraderie together with the guys, especially through the initial install, is huge.
He's Andrew Jackson. Appreciate you going Beyond the Orange.
Thank you.